Hi, welcome to this week's series of using up our fabric scraps, and we're going to be making a snippet roll and a cluster embellishments. So what I decided to do was combine one of my slow stitch kits into this project. So what I've done is, here's my basic snippet roll strip. You can do it vertical or you can do it horizontal. It's completely up to you. So with this width in mind, and I was looking at this and I said to myself, I said, you know, this actually would be a perfect opportunity to use the patterns that I have for my slow stitch kits and incorporate them onto this snippet roll. So in my Etsy shop, Markets of Sunshine, I have several slow stitch kits and they come with a template. So most slow stitch kits don't come with any kind of templates, patterns, or anything like that. Very, very few do. So what I did is I made a cardboard pattern, and I have a stick and stitch paper embroidery pattern. So the tiny house kit has the embroidery pattern on the stick and stitch paper, which is really fun to use, very easy. It's almost like a stamped cross stitch pattern or stamped embroidery pattern, think of it that way. But it's printed out on this paper, and then you pin it or stick it onto your fabric and you do your embroidery stitches. And then I have the cardboard pattern. So I've made this so many times, I know the shape and the size. So this is approximately the size of the tiny house pattern that you would receive with your kit. And the two kits that I have right now with the tiny house and this size is a pink set and a folk art bohemian type of a collection theme. And then I have a bluebird tiny house kit, and the house is a different shape and it's a little bit bigger. It's a lot of fun too. So I thought, well, let me show you my kits as I do this series. So the tiny house measures approximately 3 inches in height, 2 inches in width, and then the roof is 1 inch by 2 inches. And you can, adjust that size accordingly to whatever you're wanting to do. Now I did make a pin cushion out of one of my tiny houses, but I made the house really small, and that turned out absolutely adorable. And I've shown that to you in one of my previous videos. So if you go back and binge watch my channel, which I hope you will do, and subscribe, then you'll be able to see that little tiny house pin cushion. Absolutely adorable. And I am going to make that a kit. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. So that being said, I said, let me do that. So this first end piece is going to be the tiny house embellishment. And what I've done, as you can see, I just layered. I took a piece of cotton muslin fabric, and muslin is basically just cotton, thin cotton fabric. So that's what I did. And then I just cut different scrap pieces of fabric and hand stitched them with like a long running stitch in place. And then now is when you come back and you're going to start doing the embellishing part of it. So I put a solid piece of lace onto the front of the house. And then for the roof, I always love to use something textured. So if you can find, which in the kits that I give you, it comes with these textured fabrics. But if you look through your stash, you might be able to find something really unique and fun to use for the roof. And now, so for the door, it's any shape door that you want to come up with. And you can do it in any color that you would like to as well. So I'm thinking, I'm just grabbing whatever's right here in front of me right now. And so I thought, oh, this would be really cute. And it's whimsical. You know, you make it as a fun little project. And again, like I said, the door can be whatever size you want it to be. It can be whatever shape you want it to be. I like to make the top of it a little curved. Okay, so there's my door. And then I want 2 windows. I usually have a needle and thread ready to go, and I just used it up to stitch this ribbon right here onto the bottom of the edge of the roof. So let me see if I can quickly find the end of that. There we go. And I just want to, as I'm putting my pieces in place, I don't want to glue any of this. I want to have it all hand stitched. So I'm going to stitch that door in place. And then we'll put on, I like to do 2 windows. So I thought this was a nice idea to really have a thought in mind as to what I was going to do with this. And this gives you a little bit of a different approach when you're making these snippet rolls, because I've never seen this technique done. Maybe somebody has out there, but I've never seen it. Okay, because usually we just throw the fabrics, laces, trims, buttons, and charms, what have you, word sentiments on, and call it a day. And but this time I said, you know, I'm going to do something a little different. And I don't have this particular technique. I do have a patchwork teapot, and I don't think I did the teacup in a patchwork, but the teapot is a patchwork slow stitch kit in my shop. You can see that, and it's in the pink. So when I first did all the kits, I did them in pink. So if you go to my shop, you'll see lots of pink slow stitch kits, and they're very popular. People love that pink theme, so I'm so happy that that's what I went with. And it just turned out that I had majority of that kind of fabric, that color fabric. I'm not really that much into pink. I'm into peach and green, but somehow, I don't know, through the years I got a lot of the pinks. Okay, so now next I want something, and I like to pick something that has like either little squares in it, like this here ribbon already has the squares. I don't think I'm going to cut this because it would fray really easily. So I'm going to save this piece for something else. But again, I'm just looking through what I have right here on my desk, what I might have in this little sewing basket. There's one of my door patterns. Okay, let's see, what do we have? Okay, that's the letters. Alright, lace. I really don't want to use lace. The ribbon. Okay. Alright, let me see. Alright, so I have this whole bag of scrap fabric, and I keep it right by my desk. Alright, so I can see two options right away that has little squares, checks in it. And you want to, when you're starting to do this, you know, you may not have a lot of little tiny scraps, but you will definitely want to start saving them in a Ziploc bag. Sorry for all the noise of that plastic bag. I'm trying to find a place to put it because it's not going to go back where I had it. Because these are perfect for like the door, the windows, even for the roof. Okay, so now I'm just going to audition and see which color do I want to go with here. So I've got this beige with the black floral for the door. Now I could use the red, which is, this is a Americana red. I love that kind of red. It's not red like this, bold in your face. It's the muted. I like that more vintage feel. Or I have this one here, and I think this one is the one because it just seems to feel, it just feels better. I don't know, this one, it could be fine as well, you know, and it's a nice contrast. So I don't know, I'm kind of like, okay, let's go with that. Let's get the nice contrast, because the other one definitely is just muted and just kind of fades into the background. All right, so what I like to do, this has got a little fold right there. So we're going to just trim this on the line. So that's what's beautiful about this. Just use the lines that are already there. And then I'm going to just more or less, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I'm going to cut it right here in the middle of this one here. And the windows don't have to be the same size. They don't even have to be the same shape. I could have put a circle on one side and a square and a rectangle, you know. And so have fun with it, because it's just meant to be a fun project. Now I already have a piece of batting behind the house. I don't have any over here, but I did take the batting and I put it, and then I cut it. I've had a long piece and then I cut it down. So this was the piece I started off with, so this was here, and then I just cut it accordingly. So now what I want to do is next is stitch the two windows in place. And now this method that I'm doing right here is holding the lace, because I did not sew the lace on to the other back fabric. So this is accomplishing two things for me, so it won't go anywhere. All right, I want that to be a little even. And you can have fun with your windows. You can put a little flower box at the bottom of the windows. You can put a chimney on your roof. Just lots of ideas. You could put a little flower pot and flowers coming out of it down here. You could put some greenery or a little tree, and you know, so that just so many fun things. And I always like to put a doorknob. So let me see what. And I like the doorknob to stand out. So I'm seeing a dark piece of fabric in here, and I'm thinking that that would be perfect for a doorknob. Okay, so what I'm going to do, and this is how I make the doorknobs, because you're talking a little tiny piece, okay? So I just take and I just turn and turn and turn and turn and turn. And then I have my little doorknob. And you can decide which side of the door you want the doorknob on. Doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to hold on to that. Try not to poke my finger. I just missed it. Okay, so I'm going to lift up the... So, I mean, this is like working with miniatures because they are really, when it gets to the window and the door and the knob, it's very small pieces. Okay, isn't that cute? So adorable. I love it. Okay, I don't know what's going on with this piece here. Oh, that's the string of that. Okay. Okay, so now what I will do with my embroidery floss is come in now and I will use the embroidery thread and go around the edge of this and the edge of the roof of the house and start bringing in more hand stitching. Okay, let me knot this back here and secure that. Usually like to do it twice. Okay. So there is a tiny house, very cute, very whimsical. That ribbon is not wanting to stay under the edge right there. Okay. So quick and easy. Isn't that adorable? Absolutely adorable. So now what I can do for my next piece, looking through my templates, I have teapot. So this is the stick and stitch paper. So I can come with my teapot, which would be in the cardboard template. But if I wanted to, I could just, this is the, not the sticky back one, this is just a paper piece. I could pin it in place, and then I can embroidery stitch around this if I wanted to. But I'm thinking I will cut out the cardboard piece, and then I will lay that on here, and then do a teapot here. But I'm going to add more embellishing. I don't want it just to be plain like that. I also have my heart embellishment. This is also a kit in my shop, so I could do a heart shape here. And I have a butterfly, so I could do a butterfly embellishment. And I have a little bird. Let me see if I can find the little bird. He's so small. There he is. So I could do a bird and put a bird right here. But I would leave enough room that I can cut my tiny house off. So this is an embellishment now that I'm going to use in a project. So then the next piece that I would put on, I'm going to make sure that there's room for, you know, cutting that piece off. But I'm not going to take anything off of it right now. I'll wait to get all the embellishments done, and then that's going to look really adorable and pretty. And it could be something that I might want to use on a project. A quilt block, a wall hanging, a pillowcase, you know, just a scrapbook cover on a scrapbook album. So lots and lots of ideas and lots of different techniques that we can use. So this will be the next video. We'll work on another embellishment here. Like I said, I don't know if it'd be the bird, the heart. I might do the teacup. Or I might do the flower. Ooh, that might be pretty. The flower and the bird is a kit. It's the purple kit. You get this flower template and the bird template. So I might do that. I might, and then I might do the bird on top of the flower. I think that'll be the next one. Okay, so the next embellishment we'll do in the next video will be the bird and the flower. So stay tuned for that. And I think you'll really like the next video in this series. If you go back and watch the first video in the series that kicked it off when I introduced the strip, the snippet roll strip that I was doing that's 11 feet long. And then the shorter pieces that are 12 inches long. This is one. And then the other one that I'm working on as well. Which is this one here. It's absolutely fun, fun, fun. I love it. I'm already layering lots of things on here. Have a butterfly embellishment that I have right there. So that's been wonderful. And as you can see, my desk is clean. I've gotten it clean now, so I can come in here and work on my projects so easily, and I'm just happy. And I've got all my little cart right beside me now with all my necessities of what types of fabric and glue and scissors and rulers and pencils, pens, all that kind of things right here beside me on my rolling cart. And I have an organizing video where I showed you all of that. And then I'm working on several Etsy orders for my Slow Stitch Kit, and you can add on a hollow book with your order. So I make the secret compartment books, hollow books, and Book Safe. I mean, there are so many things that they're called. And so I have two of them over here that are being curing, because I've already glued them. My husband cut them for me, and now I have the embellishment. I put something decorative and pretty, and I put a piece of felt in the bottom, so you could use it like as a jewelry box or whatever. And then a nice decorative piece on the top. So I will show you those in the next video, and you'll be able to see what those turn out like. Or I might just wait and let those dry, and then I'll show you that before I end the video. So don't go anywhere, because in just a flash they'll be dry and you'll be able to see what they look like. And you might want to add one of those onto your order when you order one of my Slow Stitch kits. Now, they're not available with every kit, but you could buy the book separate in my shop, or select the kits that you do have it as an add-on option. Either way, whatever you want to do, you can buy the book separate without a kit, or you can buy it with adding it on to one of my Slow Stitch kits in the shop. So anyway, I think this turned out really cute, and I'm going to further embellish this, and you'll be able to see how adorable it turns out in the end. So that'll be the picture you see at the beginning of this video. So stay safe. Thank you for joining me here today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.